Alright, what's up guys? It's Beastmaster. My attempt to do a tutorial on how to run Blog Talk Radio. And this is for my homies that partake in podcasts but haven't had a chance to be the host. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to log in. And y'all know the login. So, that part doesn't need to be on camera. Alright, so once you're logged in, and I'm in the CarnivalSpirits, the first, we have 3 different accounts, so I think the login is the same for each account, but whatever, we can go over logins and passwords and stuff through messages. So the first thing I want to show you guys is that this is very sensitive, and it just recently changed. Before it was wicked sensitive, where if you hovered over, clicked it, I would always fumble over the navigation of this site. But it just recently kind of upgraded where, if you move the cursor away from this box, it completely disappears. And that's what I mean by sensitive. Like, you just hover right over this right here and it pops up. And I would always go up here and click, and then that would just refresh the page. And so I'm constantly refreshing. Look at that, it just took me to the actual profile. So anyways, to do it correctly, you just hover, and we'll start off by going to my account. Alright. And I guess it would be helpful if I had the camera on this side, so. Trying to do this in one shot. And now that we're looking at the user page, this has all the information that we need. And starting right here at the top, schedule and editing shows is where you want to go to do a new show. Upload and edit audio files is where we put the music into the site that you can play in the beginning. You can play music at any time during the podcast. In fact, I'm doing a thing where I'm doing shows where I do nothing but play music, and maybe just be a DJ or a VJ or whatever. I'll be TJ in between the tracks and just comment on the tracks or something. I did it with the American Psychos EP, and I'll show you that when we come around to it. But so you can upload music here, okay? Shows transcripts, ignore that. My Studio, this is where you go when you're actually running the show. While you're doing a podcast and you're the host, you need to have this page open. The show page, this is just what other people see. If people are clicking the link and coming to see a show, they're seeing this page. Chats, I don't fuck with it, but if you guys are hosting a live internet podcast and the link goes out to Facebook and Twitter, and ninjas are coming in and listening to you live, this is actually pretty fucking fresh, because if you have this activated, you can see who's coming in to listen and you can chat with them. And I have not been utilizing that. Alright, host tools, help support, feature my show, become a platinum host, opt-in revenue sharing, all this shit I ignore. Alright, editing account. This is pretty much already done. We've kind of, made all the accounts, labeled them 1, 2, 3, and everything is set up just the way we need it to be to go to Facebook and Twitter. If you hit those, I think you can just hit the share button, but truth is that I don't really share these when I'm doing a live show. I just do them so that I can download the MP3. And I take that MP3 and I put it in a YouTube video. So we can do live BTRs where we we take calls and focus on the audience and let them call in. So, actually like make a flyer and say, hey, we're gonna have a show at this time, and you can call in during it. And then when they call in, you actually watch the chat and create kind of a live community as opposed to just doing pre-recorded shows that we throw up on YouTube after the fact. And if you guys are going to do your own shows, I don't expect you to to hustle and promote and do the things that I'm not even doing. So I basically am assuming that you guys are going to do shows, and when you do them, I will rip them and throw them up on YouTube for you, because that's what I'm doing for the channel, is putting the Blog Talk Radios onto YouTube for the channel. This video is basically to let you guys know that if you are going to do your own podcast, you can even do it on your own Blog Talk Radio account. It does not even need to be one of these Carnival Spirits accounts. But if you make a podcast and I download it, if you let me download it from your account, I don't need your login. I can just, that's what this part is right down here. Okay? Shows I am following in my network. As you can see, Scotty Two Balls has his own podcast channel. I don't have access to that. I don't have the password. I don't even know what email account he uses to do that, but I can hit the download button and I can download this podcast, and just like I could download Nappy J's if I want to. That's the cool thing about Blog Talk Radio, is that they make the podcasts available so that you can do whatever you want with them. And so, you can see Boy Blues listening to our podcasts. That's pretty cool. I wish he'd call in. It's probably because he wasn't listening live, It just means that he has found it and he's subscribed to us. We're not really getting a lot of traffic at our Blog Talk Radio account, so I don't really feel like promoting another channel. We've already got the main Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and I do share our videos on my Juggalo Space Juggalo book, Fago Lovers, and various other places on the internet like Reddit and whatnot. Those are the outlets that I utilize, and of course, giving shout outs to the Juggalo YouTube community, and hopefully they return the favor and we actually get Juggalo word of mouth, and that's the best kind of promotion. So I'm encouraging everybody, to engage our audience whatever way suits you. It doesn't have to be all us talking to them. If you want to get them involved talking to you, then a lot of you guys are better at that than I am. So anyways, I'm going to cut this off here. This is like an introduction to Blog Talk Radio. So I'm going to stop this here and then pick up and actually make an episode. It looks like right now it is 10:48. So I'm going to create a show that starts at 11. And I'll show you how I can do that. In less than 15 minutes, I can create a show and have it start on the hour. It'll be a 30-minute show. Well, actually 45 minutes with the after party. And I'll show you how to throw music up there. I don't even know what music's on this laptop, so it'll be funny to see what the fuck happens. What track I have available to me to throw up there, but just to show you how to do it, you know what I'm saying? All right. Signing off. Part 2 coming up. See you. What's up, guys? I'm back with part 2 of the Carnival Spirits Blog Talk Radio tutorial, and I actually missed the 11 o'clock mark because I was busy doing some other things. So I've got basically a half an hour until I can do another show. So I'm going to show you guys how to create a show, and then there'll be part 3 actually hosting a show. So we already looked at my account. Now we're going to go to schedule an episode. I clicked, and let me jump over to this side of the screen. All right. So you can see my BTR in the upper left-hand corner, right up here. That brings you to the page that we looked at Oops, sorry. That brings you to the page we were looking at in the last video. This is when you go to schedule an episode, it brings you right to the page you need to be on to schedule an episode. So I'll go through this page and then I'll show you these other tabs where you have upcoming shows, archive shows, and I ignore the transcripts because that costs extra money. The funny thing is that I usually jump to the bottom of this when I'm creating a show and I work my way up to the top because I don't actually know what the fuck I'm going to call my show. It's usually based on what we talk about, or I pick one of the points, so I'll just create a fucking name. I don't know. But let's just say for the sake of this tutorial that we're doing an episode on Faygo. We'll call it the Faygo Shower Podcast. Fuck that. Faygo Showers. I don't want to put the word podcast in the title because when it shows up, it already says like this is a podcast or this is a show, and it gives you the name, so it would actually say the Faygo Showers Podcast Show. This way it'll just say Faygo Shower Show. If you try to create a show and you don't have a fucking description, it will fucking tell you have to put a description in. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't give a shit about the description, but if this is going to be mandatory and people are going to catch this live or links to this on the internet and it's going to bring them to the fucking BlogTalkRadio player, it's going to have the title and it's going to show this fucking description, all I can say is fuck off, because this is just a tutorial. You can put specific information to your episode in there. I don't need to explain that to you. Alright. Oh, look at this. If I just type in CA, CarnivalSpirits pops in already. And I can just hit the tab button to go to the next. Podcast isn't a hot word. How about ICP? Juggalo? I guess CarnivalSpirits is a well-known tag. You just hit CA and it pops up automatically. Everything else. Mighty Death Pop? I don't know. Now, these tags are stupid. Is it important? Does it matter? I don't think it does. When I'm doing a podcast that's going to stay on Blog Talk Radio, like when I did the American Psychos EP podcast, I played all the tracks and I put the appropriate tags on there because it's staying on Blog Talk Radio. But here, I just put something in there. I put Isham as a joke because sometimes, you could put the topic of your episode in there, so that would make more sense for this one. And category, does this fucking matter? No, there's lots of different topics. Good grief. I just put it as podcasting because that's what the fuck these are. I'm not really sure if we put a mature setting on the visibility, I think that people would have to fucking confirm that they're over 18 to view it, and I don't want that because we're not trying to gross people out. We're not trolling. So anyway, this one's important. If you don't set this to 30, you've only got 15. But those are your choices, unless we have a premium account, which we don't. So a 30-minute podcast means it goes live on the internet for 30 minutes, and then there's a 15-minute time period that the show will continue recording. If you call in, people on the phone can hear that last 30 minutes, but if people are just listening on the internet, that's where it gets cut off after 30. So, all right, here's the trick. you have to pay attention to what the time zone says. Right here, it says that it's currently 10:03, and as you can see, my computer, it's actually 11:09. So the discrepancy of 0309, I don't know what that's all about. I'm using my iPhone to record this, and my iPhone, I think, is closer to the computer's time than it is to this fucking Blog Talk Radio time. This Blog Talk Radio time set to Kansas. This is Scotty Two Ball's time zone. It's 10 o'clock in the morning for him. I'm on the East Coast. It's 11 o'clock over here. This is important when you're choosing your time. And that's why I missed my 11 o'clock mark, because when I set it for 11, it registered that as 11 o'clock Kansas time, which is actually 12 o'clock my time. So look at this. 11:30. No. 10:30. Okay, so in 20 minutes it's going to be 11:30, but that's 10:30 Kansas time. So as you can see, I now have my time set. Okay. Why am I moving the camera when all I need to do is scroll? Now, the reason I come to the bottom first and I work my way up is because you need to set the day, and this is today. And after you set the day, then you can set your time and all this shit. Fuck off, Fago showers. And then way at the bottom, you can upload 4 more images. You can delete this one too, and you can actually create this 5-image slideshow that will rotate while your episode plays if people are listening live. And the startup audio looks like I threw songs up there and just gave them nothing for titles because I was in a rush. And putting music on Blog Talk Radio is a different process. So after all this work, let me now hit the submit button right here. And what do we have? Fago showers at 10:30 a.m., which is actually 11:30 a.m. East Coast time. So I have a little over 15 minutes, about 15 minutes until the show is going down. While I wait for that, I'm going to hit the BTR button in the upper left-hand corner. That's going to bring me to my account, and I'm going to hit the upload and edit audio file button. And when you want to add a new file, you're only allowed to have 3 for your free account. So I'm going to delete whatever the fuck this is. I'm not even going to test it. Okay, but if you upload 3 songs, it's going to tell you that you've reached your limit and you can't upload more. So here's the description, and that's what I end up doing. I would recommend leaving this at 50 or going to 70. If you do 100%, it's going to blow your speakers out. I don't know why they give you 400%. That's fucking retarded for your standard MP3 quality, but just leave it at 50%. You can make this my startup audio file if you know you want this to be the song you want it to play when you start an episode. And you have to check this too, but you gotta select your file. And I don't know if I have any music. Let's see here. No, there. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Hell yeah. AC/DC. I hit submit. You can see the progress bar is green. It doesn't really take that long. Boom, your page refreshes and now you have an audio file. And that's so bad that I didn't give it a proper name, but for the tutorial's sake. Alright, well this video is like twice as long as the introduction, and just because I fucking talked a lot, I'm going to cut this off here, and part 3 will be in 15 minutes when my podcast takes off at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Alright, Beastmaster signing off. I think I fucked up that audio, but you get the point. See ya. Alright guys, I'm back. It is now 11:28. As you know, we have a Blog Talk Radio starting in a couple minutes. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. We've already scheduled an episode. Now we want to go to studio. Alright, so first thing you got to know is there is a call-in number for people to call in. This is the number I give my homies when I want them to call in. This is the host pin that you need. And when you are a host, you have your own number to call in, and that is right here. I mean, I had that backwards. Sorry about that. This is the guest call-in that you give to your homies, and that is the host call-in. I'm pretty sure you guys caught that right as I was saying it, so my bad. There's only 33 seconds until the episode starts. It's pretty cool. It gives you that countdown, and here are the audio clips. So what I need to do is fucking call this show in. "17, 16. Normally what I do is I use my iPhone, and I have these headphones with a microphone. Can you see this right here? So I actually use these headphones and this microphone plugged into my iPhone to host these podcasts, and it's kind of hands-free, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to use my backup cell phone that I hardly ever use, and I'm going to call the host number. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. So it wants me to put in my host pin. And then it wants you to hit the pound key.
Our menu has recently changed. Please listen carefully to the new prompts before making your selection. To start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2. To speak to customer service...
What you want to do here is just push 1.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. BlogTalkRadio.
Now, as you can see here, I have control over what I'm doing, and I can actually mute myself so nobody can hear me, and I can hit play on this track. Okay, so right now I've got Blaze You Dead Homie playing, and I've got myself muted, and this is now killing time for me. So I've got this English muffin. I'm going to eat this English muffin while this number right here counts down. I'm sorry, it's counting up. But I've got 3 minutes. Now, if someone was calling in, that would be the shit. Because then I could show you what it looks like. But I'm videoing this, and I don't think I can make a call while I'm videotaping. Yeah, I can't do that. But for the sake of this tutorial, as you can see, it tells you how much time you have left. Now, let's say that this song ended. And then I can unmute myself. Now, whatever I say is going to go broadcast live over this Blog Talk Radio. And if there's anybody listening to this Blog Talk Radio show, this tutorial, they just see it pop up, they can be like, what the fuck is going on? You know, I'm doing the tutorial. So if I press play on this, it's AC/DC. It's the Dirty Deed song. So I got to stop that. And, you know, basically, I'm going to hit mute again because I'm not trying to broadcast this. I'm going to delete this as soon as I'm done. I could hang up and the show will still go because this is how you end the episode. It'll either run out of time or you hit end episode and this pops up. Are you sure you want to end the episode? You could say, no, stay in the air. My bad. I want to keep going. But listen, right here is where all the other callers call in, and they would all show up like this, and you would have to unmute them by hitting this button here. And, you know, and that's how you take calls. And I believe a little yellow flag pops up on here if they hit the one button and they want to talk. So if callers call in and they don't have a little yellow question mark or exclamation point right here, then the episode info, all that stuff that I plugged in is here. And the chat, I don't know. Do I want to fuck with this? Small chat. Damn, dude. If juggalos really do call into a live show, I see no reason why this wouldn't be the bomb to have everybody in a chat like this. So, just throwing it out there. I'm not really the best at multitasking these things. I usually have a list of to-do. I usually have a to-do list of things I want to talk about. And when you're watching incoming calls, if you're playing music, whatever. I mean, I usually play a song and then we just talk straight until the end of the show. But if you're actually creating a show, you want to break it up with songs, you can play your songs, you can host your show, and while you're doing that, you can actually click a button and you can, while you're hosting your fucking show, you can actually go into the upload, edit audio files while you're fucking broadcasting live, and you can delete. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. You can delete that shit and go right into add a new file while you're talking, and you can upload another song. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Afro Man, because I got high. Sorry, I'm holding this really weird, and I'm still broadcasting a live show, you know. Yes, make it my default. That doesn't matter. Whatever. What I need to check off is this. That I read the rules. Which is a lie. I didn't read the fucking rules, not even the first time. I think I get the gist. God, was this video better when I wasn't holding the camera? My bad. I'm actually holding that camera. There's two phones I'm using, but now you can't see the continue button. Hit continue. Okay? Now, back to this page, and again, I have my chat open, I've got my no one calling in, I still got 22 minutes left on my episode, and if I wanted to, I could unmute myself and broadcast live. I don't think anybody's listening right now, and I wonder what would happen if I let me just show you what's happening on this side of the screen. I'm going to schedule an episode, and I'm clicking the button. I still have my studio open. Whoops, sorry. Now, I'm going to go to archived. Look at this. When you go to archived, Fago Showers shows up while it's still in progress. You know what I'm saying? And you can see that I've got one live caller. Nobody's listening. So this tutorial is pretty much for your eyes only. And I wonder what would happen if I refresh this page. Would you look at that? What I did was I refreshed the page, and now Afro Man is listed along with Thug for Life. That is pretty fucking cool. You know, I mean, if I hit play right now, so that's coming from my phone, that's playing on the show, and you know, I'm gonna hit end call. Look at that. I just ended my call. Whoa. And look what popped up on the screen. You're not connected. Please call in. It's like, shit, there's a problem. The host left. You know what? I really want to end this, so I'm going to end the episode. Are you sure? Yeah, end the episode. No, I don't want to promote this shit. You can just skip that. Now, here is what you do. You go to schedule episodes. I know it's weird, but you got to go to schedule episode to find the episode that you made. And it is now right here under archived. We already saw that, but there's your show. I mean, there's my new show. It is not going to be available for free download yet. Here's the button for it, but it takes a couple minutes for the episode to become, I don't know, rendered or something, for the MP3 to become a downloadable file. It takes a couple minutes, but seriously, that's pretty cool that just an hour ago, I was like, I need to make a tutorial to show my homies how to do this, and I was able to create a podcast, log in, host a podcast, upload music while I was hosting the podcast, and I would have been able to take calls, and I would have been able to do that through this phone here, just talking into the phone and watching this screen. And when it pops up here on the archived episodes, I am going to delete this episode, okay? It's asking me, am I sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, now the only one that we have left is the FBI episode that Scotty did, which is really fucking awesome. He takes like 3 different callers, you know, not even YouTubers, but he just talks to 3 different juggalos, and it's such a dope episode that is the only one that I leave on this channel, so that people that do stumble their way to Blog Talk Radio, they'll see this and they'll listen to it, because it's a fucking awesome episode. Yeah, so this has been my tutorial on Blog Talk Radio. If you're interested in doing more Blog Talk Radios, I hope that this has been helpful, and I encourage you guys to create your own channels and do your own thing, because at the end of the day, so you can only have one podcast per channel per day. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have 3 different channels, because sometimes 45 minutes isn't enough. Sometimes we do 2 episodes back to back. You know, we'll do one at like midnight, and then the next one at 1 o'clock in the morning, my time, you know. And sometimes we'll throw out a text message blast to like 5 or 6 people, and, you know, whoever calls in is whoever calls in. You know, all of us can just do our own episodes and host them when we see fit, because just like Scotty said, we're not exclusive. We're actually trying to get many different voices involved, and it's difficult when only 1 or 2 of us are hosting them, and everyone else is kind of you know, relying on us to get our voices out there. So enough rambling. This is Beastmaster, and I'm signing off. See you.